With my more recent Pokemon What If about Ash becoming overly confident and Brock and Misty leaving him, people asked why Brock and Misty were the ones holding Ash back. So for today's theory, I thought it would be fun to analyze why Brock and Misty prevented Ash from his full potential, and if it ultimately was good or bad. But if today's video doesn't interest you, stick around next week for a new Pokemon What If about Ash never stealing Misty's bike. Oh, and if you'd like to see videos like this one a day early, for little as $1 a month on Patreon, you can be the first person to comment first, because you'll see these videos a day early. So sign in and get ready to discuss why Brock and Misty held Ash back. Brock and Misty are Ash's companions, and also his guides for life, it would seem, within the anime. So the question was asked, if Ash would become champion by leaving them behind and changing just a few minor things in his journey, then they were holding him back, right? To begin, we need to remember that both Brock and Misty had their own ambitions. One wanted to become the world's best breeder, the other a water Pokemon master. These motives drove Brock and Misty separately to capture certain Pokemon on their own and to go on side ventures for themselves. Take for example the Hidden Village, where Ash was going to capture an Oddish, but instead Misty stepped in and battled it thinking it was a water Pokemon. Ash missed out on a Pokemon because of that reason. Eventually Ash would have caught Bulbasaur, but he could have caught Oddish also and had another Pokemon to use, train, and help him to master. This is a constant as side ventures and distractions caused Ash to lose out on some great Pokemon. Another example would have been the Charmander Ash encounter. Had Brock and Misty not stopped him from trying to capture it, Ash would have battled it, captured it properly, and then perhaps it would have respected him when it evolved. Speaking of those side ventures, many of them were a result of a love-crazed Brock, and many of them resulted in no new Pokemon and more time lost training as well. Misty consistently berated Ash's abilities and would constantly bicker with Ash over the smallest things as well. These distractions not only caused problems with concentration, but it prevents someone from thinking on their own. There is a distinct social aspect to life. So if you went on a trip by yourself versus with others, your experiences would be vastly different, though you might do and see the same exact things. Things change vastly with companions, and because Ash was never really alone to do his own training constantly and quietly, he could only reflect and call back his previous experiences with Brock and Misty. A lot of people say Brock and Misty kept Ash's ego in check, but I disagree to a point. While it's true Ash was getting an ego by his second badge, it didn't require Brock or Misty to put him in check, but instead his battle with AJ did that. This not only shows Ash never needed Brock or Misty to learn on his own, but it shows that he used them more than he should have. On top of that, Ash was constantly told what was right and wrong. This would prove to be the biggest limitation for Ash, as there were many opportunities to capture sick and weak Pokemon, but Brock and Misty wouldn't let him do that. Again, there are Pokemon centers. Capturing sick or weak Pokemon would have allowed Ash to treat them, then train the Pokemon to be stronger again. Morally questionable at best, but for Brock and Misty, a major no-go. And finally, Brock and Misty were always encouraging Ash to do the right thing by releasing his Pokemon, like Butterfree and Primeape, which led to literally nothing, where they are no longer even core characters mentioned in the series. I thought Primeape was going to become a champion and train for Ash. I guess not. Basically, it was a balance system for Ash, because without a lot of those life lessons, Ash would not have learned the things he did, and many of those side ventures taught Ash those lessons. A good example of this would have been his Metapod being stolen by Beedrill that taught him the importance of focus. So yes, there were some side ventures that were very beneficial and educational to Ash at points in time. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Those were the reasons that Ash was held back by Brock and Misty. Do you agree with them, or do you think I missed something? Let me know in the comments below, and please like this video if you enjoyed it. I have been your host, Protomario, and I'm signing out. As always, good gaming, and God bless. Thanks for watching.